while back, I was trying to talk to some people about gasoline in their car. And I said, I just keep enough around to have a little gas in my car, but when I run out or run low, I start praying God and help me. And everybody was laughing. So I told them, keep an eye on me that once. I was going to show you how far I could drive on a tank of gas. And I just kept driving and driving and driving. The man said, you still on the same tank of gas? And I said, yeah. And they started, there ain't no way you can drive that low. I drove for a whole month on one tank of gas. And I wound up 780 miles on that one tank of gas. And so I know all things is possible if you learn to stand on God and stand on the Word. You can't doubt, you can't fear. But it says here, and it's taking on the whole armor of God. He says, stand, and when you've done all of the stand, stand. And so we got to learn to stand on the Word, no matter what somebody else says or what somebody else does, as long as we put faith in God, and not in our pocketbook, not in man or not in our job, but faith in God, God can meet all of our needs, no matter how great they are or how small. And several times that I've been out there doing different things, I'm hearing so many different things from different people. But yet, I think we all really need to look at the Word and see what the Word really says to us. Because even if we look at the Word, everybody got a little something different to say about the Word or what it says or what it does not say. We want to say again, the good Lord said, give it and it shall be given. He don't say maybe, it don't say might. He says, it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men added to you. Well, I don't notice most of the time, I'm not looking at the man, I'm looking at God. And so God comes through to me in the thing, and sometimes he's directing somebody else to give it to me. But I notice I speak to God and tell him what I want, and he gives it. And he says, ask and you shall receive. And so I stand on that word. And I know that God, every time I've asked, has met my need. And I don't care where I'm at. I've been in Panama or in Germany or anywhere else. God has met my need. In fact, one time I even come back from Korea, and you're supposed to get a choice assignment. And I asked for Fort Bragg. After I bought a house here, they always trying to send me somewhere else. But each time I go back to God and start praying about it. And when I was assigned to Fort Jackson one time, I went in Jackson. He said, no, you can't do that. You got to stay here. So I had a little leave left. I took that leave, and I went up to Fayetteville, went into Bragg and talked to a couple of people. And a man up there said, you can't do that. And the sergeant major was standing there that I knew, and he says, don't tell me that. And he picked up the phone, and he called DA, and he said, I want this man to sign me right now. And he said, put him on my payroll. I'm having you sign in right now. 3 days later, I had in my hand the paperwork getting signed in. So I know all we have to do is trust in God, and he can meet the need. And so I just ask that we all learn to step out and give. So many times when somebody's asked to give something, they say, well, I can't afford to. Well, if you know God, you can afford anything. But you got to get his advice or his direction first and not try to do it on your own. But keep your eyes on the Word, and whatsoever the Word says, obey the Word from the heart with all your heart. And really know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. But so many people today are preaching and saying things that are totally incorrect. They're not in the Bible. And so we're told frequently you got to know the Bible so that when you're talking to somebody, you can know whether you're telling them the truth or telling you the truth or telling you a lie. And if you don't get this word into your heart and into your mind, how are you going to know whether they're telling you a truth or a lie? And so I recommend to everybody to really study the Word, to show yourselves approved unto God, a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the Word. And I recommend to everybody that we read the Word much more often. As I say this, I think more often we ought to read First John, because First John has got more advice than most overall of the books of the Bible. But he tells you repeatedly in 1 John to obey the Word, to live up to the commandments. And so I think it's something that's really needed or necessary in everybody's life. As I said a minute ago, 1 John chapter 5, verse 3 clearly states, and this is love, that we obey the commandments. And he says it in 2 John, as I said a minute ago, 6, that this is love, that you walk in the commandments. And so I feel we all need to walk in the commandments, obey the commandments, and live a life worthy of the calling that's bestowed upon us. Thank you.